Are you addicted to your fucking problems? If I told you that problems don't actually exist outside of your head, would you tell me to fuck off? If I said that problems are mere phantoms that haunt the halls of your mind, would you begin to systematically list and insist that all of your problems do in fact exist in your life and defend them as real? I'm not here to invalidate anyone's difficulties. I'm here to lighten your fucking load. I'm here to help set your ass free. Snatch a crack pipe from an addict who either doesn't think they're an addict or doesn't give a shit that they are, and it won't go well, but you know what? Fuck it. Problems are an interpretation of a circumstance that runs up against some form of resistance in us, which then triggers brain juice to cascade and pressures us to act, which can be experienced as a shitty emotional fight, flight, or freeze response. Problems don't exist without an intelligence with which to observe a circumstance and label it as problematic. Problems are simply an agreed upon or adopted concept. In other words, it's fucking made up. By the way, I'm not talking about like math problems and shit. Those things labeled as problems have logical solutions. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about shit that fucks us up and causes suffering. Anything inconvenient or painful, upsetting, or even life-threatening gets labeled as a problem, which triggers a cascade of strategies about how to eliminate, avoid, or even perpetuate it because our subconscious is kind of an asshole sometimes. You know, stars in our universe are going supernova right now and are swallowing and incinerating entire solar systems. Is that a fucking problem? Wolves are biting down on cute little squealing bunnies' asses and are eating their guts right now. Is that problematic? Don't answer me about those questions. Look at your own response or lack thereof. They are clues. Look for the yeah buts to pop up. Those are indicators of our addiction. It's not just problems we're addicted to, it's definitions, it's attractions and aversions, it's every self-defining and self-referential thought we have. Ultimately, we are addicted to thinking itself. Our base nature, our substratum, call it whatever you want, is consciousness. It's like a clear sky, but all we do is cloud it up. We have positive little fluffy clouds, sure, but we also have thunderheads. We don't define ourselves as the sky because there is only one single unquantifiable attribute, which seems attributeless compared to the weather. Pure consciousness is too close to see because it is the actual seer itself. We define ourselves by our clouds, white and fluffy, dark and stormy both. It's a choice, you see. We define ourselves by our adopted internal psychological and emotional weather systems. And sometimes we even fabricate a rain cloud to follow our ass around because in our head at some point we've decided on some level, I am my problems. Woe is fucking me. Life gets hard, don't I fucking know it? But we don't have to fall back on a subconscious default way of labeling and regarding the circumstances of life. It can't always be helped at first. Some things activate too many resistant points in us. It helps to remember that we don't really have any control of the shit out there. The only control we have is how we choose to deal with shit. But at some point, after appropriately processing and expressing, you can, with effort, take a step back and see what's going on within you as opposed to blaming everything outside of you. If something happens and you're like, oh fuck, this is a fucking problem, then take that opportunity to notice what in you is resisting. Then convert the problem into a situation and apply appropriate action to it as best you can. Because guess what? That's all you can do anyway, your best. And if your best isn't good enough, then fuck it. It's all you got. You know, you can also define yourself as a cloud buster, a motherfucker who punches those cloudy problems right in the dick. But in doing so, you're still basically defining yourself by your problems, which is fine. I'm not the fucking boss of you. You are the weatherman, and you can define reality however the fuck you want. There's no such thing as a problem outside of your definitions of what is problematic. Did all your problems just pop up in your head? Are you figuring out ways to tell me I'm full of shit and that your problems actually do exist because of this reason or that or yada yada? It's totally normal to do so because if you've partially defined yourself by what problems you have, then this idea that problems don't exist threatens your very fucking existence. But guess what? You're not those clouds. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotional reactions. You're not the weather. The weather is what happens within you. You always have been and always will be the clear sky of consciousness. I'm not just talking shit, I'm telling you, but this is something we all have to experience for ourselves. It's the fucking way. The sky just is. It gives zero fucks about whether a storm exists within it or if it's bright, sunny, and blue. Clouds are meant to move. They come and they go. Consider letting them. If you accept what is and act in accordance with your nature as best you can, if you can go from reacting to observing your reaction to experiencing life each moment just as it is, if you get rid of the word why, you can sink back into your true nature. You're the fucking sky. Toodaloo.